In this question, it is given, calculate the angle of 10 degree, 1 minute of arc or arc minute, and 1 second of arc or arc second in radian. So before we get into what it is, let's have a look at this chart that is there. So as you can see here, I have given you a chart of different angles that are in degree as well as in terms of radian. Now what is radian? Radian is a way of measuring the angle that is there. So in short, we write it as rad, generally written as a small letter r. This is the unit that is there. Or we even write it as a c. Let's say if I write this as 9c, that means this is 9 radian. So there are different ways of expressing the angle that is there. In general, we have studied angles only using degrees. So regularly in college, if you see, we take a protractor, 30 degree, 45, 60, we mark that. Now radian is a new way of measuring angle. So in general, we can look at something called a solid angle. So for instance, if I take a cone, this angle that is given by this cone is a three-dimensional angle, which we can use a solid angle statement for. Now, what is the meaning of second, minute? We'll just have a look at that. So if you look at this diagram, this is a circle that is there. So our protractor measures 180 degrees. Reverse it, it would measure 360 degrees. So that is what we see here as 2 pi radian, because 180 degree is given as pi radian. Now, if you look at this 30 degree angle, if you see, it has from 0 to 30 degrees. If I have to do the same thing, so if I take 1 degree, it is made out of 60 minutes. So we can write it in the following way. 1 degree is given as 60 minutes. So that one hyphen on top would mean it is a minute. And 1 minute is equal to 60. We cannot put it as a circle here. So what we'll do, we'll put a double hyphen. It's like a double quote. And this represents second. Now, our understanding should be very simple. When we look at the clock, the hour hand, minute hand, or even the second hand makes a 360 degree sweep of the entire clock. So we can measure the time. That 360 degrees would generally amount to 24 hours that we see in a day. In that, if we see, 1 hour is made out of 60 minutes. Exactly the same thing. So in 1 hour, it does not cover 1 degree. But the analogy is one and the same. So 1 degree is 60 minutes. So 1 minute would mean 60 seconds. This is not time we are measuring, but angle. So please keep that in mind. So coming back to this question, let us have a look at what we can do. So the question that is given is 10 degrees. So 10 degree. Now, we know that 180 degree is equal to pi radian. This just now we saw in the graph that is there. Or 360 degree is 2 pi radian. So 10 degrees would be how much? So this is a basic, cross product or a ratio proportion type of question. So 180 degree is equal to pi radian. 10 degree is how much? So if I take this as x radian, so x radian would be equal to pi by 180 into 10, which would give me pi by 18. So 10 degrees is equal to pi by 18 radian. Now you can go ahead and substitute the value of pi as 22 by 7 and do the calculation to decimal place, or you can leave it like this. Now the next part of the question, so this is A part. It is asked for 10 degrees. 1 minute of arc or arc minute. Now we have to convert this to radians. So how are we going to do it? So we've been given 1 minute. Now it is known that 1 degree is equal to 60 minutes and 180 degree is equal to pi radian. So from here we can do a small calculation. 1 degree is equal to how many radians then? So 1 degree will be pi by 180 radian. And 1 degree is equal to 60 minutes. That means 60 minutes is pi by 180 radian. Therefore, 1 minute will be how much? We can do the product here. So if I take this as x, just like how we've done last time, I will have pi by 180 into 1 minute is equal to 60 minutes into x radians, or x is going to be 1 by 60 into pi by 180 into 1 radian, which is pi by 10,800 radian. Now similarly, let us have a look at the next part. So let us look at 1 arc second. So 1 arc second is how many radians? Now we will go back again. So pi radian is equal to 180 degrees and 1 degree is equal to 60 minutes. 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. So we have to calculate how much is 1 second. Now we have done the previous calculation where we have seen how much is 1 minute in terms of radians. So I have 1 minute as pi by 10,800 radians. So 1 minute is equal to pi by 10,800 radian. So therefore from here we can calculate how much is 1 second. So if 60 seconds is equal to pi by 10,800 radian, I will get 1 second is equal to how much? So again, this is going to be 1 second is equal to pi by 10,800 into 60. So 1 second will be pi divided by 648 into 10 power 3 radian. Now you have to keep one thing in mind. We can always convert this by substituting 22 by 7 into a linear statement. That means you can take this 10 power 3 to the numerator and you can solve it to get a decimal value, or you can leave it like this.